Hey, welcome. Have you ever looked at a brand and just wondered how they do it? You know, how they build this army of diehard fans, while other companies just kind of fade into the background. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret map they all use, the one that turns a complete stranger into a brand's biggest cheerleader.
So yeah, this is the big question, right? How does that actually happen? I can tell you it's not magic, and it is definitely not luck. There is a very deliberate, very strategic process behind building that kind of loyalty. And by the time we're done here, you are going to understand exactly how that machine works.
The answer, the secret sauce, is something called the customer lifecycle. Now, I want you to think of this like a treasure map for building relationships. Every really successful business uses this. It's not just about tracking sales, no. It's about charting the entire journey a person takes with a company from that very first hello to, hopefully, a lifelong friendship. And here's what's so important about this. The key word is management. See, this isn't a passive thing that just happens. Customer lifecycle management is the active process of using tools, things like CRM software, to intentionally guide people through each of these stages. It's all about being a helpful guide on their journey, not just sitting back and watching from the sidelines.
Okay, so let's start where it all begins, the first encounter. This is that moment where a total stranger first becomes aware that you even exist. And honestly, it's just like meeting someone for the first time, It's all about making a really good first impression and sparking just enough curiosity to make them want to know more. So this first part of the path has 3 pretty clear steps. It kicks off with awareness. That's the aha moment. It's when someone's scrolling online or talking to a friend, and suddenly, boom, they realize you exist. Then things get serious. They move into consideration. This is when they start doing their homework, right? They're reading reviews, they're comparing you to your competitors, really trying to figure out if you're the right fit for them. And finally, if you've done everything right, you hit selection. This is that amazing moment where they decide, yep, this is the one, and they choose you over all the other options.
And that, of course, leads us right to the purchase. Now, it's so easy to think of this as the finish line, but wow, what a mistake that would be. That first purchase isn't the end of the journey. It's actually the most critical turning point. It's the moment a prospect puts their trust in you and becomes a real customer. And that opens the door for a much, much deeper relationship. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The real work, the work of creating a true fan, that all starts after the payment goes through. The sale is basically just the ticket that gets you into the next and honestly the most valuable part of the entire conversation. So what does happen after that first purchase? Well, this is where the real magic is. This is where we go from just a one-time buyer to a truly loyal advocate for the brand. This whole post-purchase phase, this is the secret engine of growth that lasts. It's where the real long-term value is actually built. So how do we do it? Well, it's kind of like a 2-step dance. First up is retention. This is all about delivering such an amazing experience, so much value, that the customer is happy and keeps coming back for more. Think about a streaming service, right? They keep adding shows you love so you stick around. Once you nail that, you can move on to the ultimate goal, advocacy. This is where your customers are so thrilled with what you do that they become your volunteer marketing team. They're out there telling all their friends, you have to check this out. And let me tell you, the difference this makes for a business is just staggering. A one-time buyer, that's a transaction. They cost a lot of money to find and bring in. But a brand advocate, oh, that's a whole different story. Their relationship is built on trust. They actively bring you new customers for free. And their value isn't just one sale. It's a lifetime of value because they stick around and they bring their friends. The takeaway here is that investing in this part of the journey pays off big time. Okay, so we've walked through all the individual pieces of this journey. Now, let's zoom out. Let's put it all together and look at the complete picture, because that's when you really see just how powerful this whole thing is. And here it is, the whole shebang in one simple timeline. It all kicks off with that first contact during awareness, which flows right into gaining knowledge during consideration and making a choice in selection. Then you get that all-important first yes at the purchase. But it doesn't stop. From there, it evolves into earning loyalty through retention, until finally they're out there spreading the word for you as an advocate. See how each step just perfectly builds on the one before it? It creates this incredible momentum. And if there's one thing you take away today, let it be this. The single biggest difference between a company that's constantly scrambling for new customers and one that seems to grow effortlessly is this. It's proactively managing this journey. Using your CRM as your guide is what turns a one-and-done sale into a fan for life. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Picture your own business, or maybe a brand you really love. Where are their customers on this map? And, maybe more importantly, what's the very next step you could take to help guide them along, from where they are now to becoming a true loyal fan?